Hi everyone, this is Deborah with Hello My Garden, and today I'm showing you our edge. This is our edge to our yard, and we're filling it up with flowers and medicinals and plants that our pollinators can appreciate or can sustain themselves on. So I want to show you to begin with some chrysanthemums that I put in. These are medicinal chrysanthemums. There's also a little bit of comfrey. There is a hyssop, and moving onward we have our milkweed for the monarch butterflies and all the bees. See, they like it very much. We have a false indigo behind it, and this is a rose of Sharon. I don't know where it came from, it just showed up. It may have been here. I have some belief that it may have been here already prior to us owning this property and perhaps was mowed with the grass, and then once we stopped mowing our edge area, it was allowed to grow. So some comfrey down there. We have our mason bee house and some sunflowers. We have some bee balm. Behind it over there I have some thyme and a fennel, and the thyme I want to grow as a form of thymol, which is a substance that helps the bees fight off their varroa mites. And this is a mulberry, which I grew from a cutting, by the way. So it looks like it's doing well. I have it protected from the deer because the deer seem to love mulberry leaves. And we have another, this is a bronze fennel. And I have a little bit of chicory down here, and unfortunately the rabbits or the deer are nibbling on it. And then I have a gagulan down there, which doesn't do well because it likes the shade, and this is a little too sunny, and I had thrown some grass up there to try to protect it, but it's not helping too well, so I'm going to have to figure out something to help provide that shade until the tree gets bigger. Okay, and this is another hyssop, and some more chicory. Behind it is another form of milkweed, common milkweed for the monarchs. And there's actually, this is a passion flower right here. And so it's starting to pop up in different places from where I grew it originally. And here's Echinacea purpurea. And it's flowering. We have another sunflower and more of the passion flower, which is all up here. It's spreading nicely. And we have some more bee balm. Whoops, and a passion flower growing up the bee balm. That just seemed to happen recently. A tomato. We have tomatoes. They're small Matt's wild tomatoes and other small cherry tomatoes that come up on their own. They volunteer now. We have some blackberries. And another sunflower. A lot of our sunflowers are actually planted by the birds, and sometimes we move them, but we like to leave them where they kind of pop up in the yard. What else do we have? This motherwort's not doing too well. We planted it over a hole that was already in the yard, and we do have a vole problem, so I'm not sure if the voles are attacking it or not. We have a sunflower and a squash. And I have some more comfrey over there and some more hyssop. And we have mountain mint right there. And we have a pond for the frogs. Okay, moving right along, I have my hardy kiwis. There's an acai kiwi, and whoops, some sunflowers down here. The kiwis do not seem to like the heat that's generated on these metal cattle panels too much, so later on in the summer they get a little burned on these things. So I'm hoping to figure out something to give them a little bit more shade, and we should have painted them white. We really didn't realize it, and it's a little too late now. So these are all our hardy kiwis. That's my one male kiwi. And then actually we've had a lot of rain the last couple weeks and it really shot up. So that one's starting to do really well. This one I think is the one that's grown the best. And it's starting to cover. And maybe once the plants really cover the panels, it'll absorb the temperature. The leaves will actually help mitigate that temperature of the metal when it gets hot. So here we have some hyssop. More hyssop everywhere. Some more volunteer tomatoes popping up. Another hyssop. And we have stinging nettle, which we use a lot for tea. So this is what we call our edge area, or our wild area. So we are hoping to eventually fill it all in so we can get rid of this horrible Bermuda grass with perennials and provide our pollinators and the little bit of wildlife that we would have in this kind of suburban area with things to eat and a sort of habitat. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of our edge and have a great day.